Hey, my sister Rochelle, how are you? How you doing, love? You doing okay? Thanks for the thumbs up. You doing okay, love? I enjoyed you the other night in the live stream. Oh, I've been doing okay. I'm sitting here at my dining room table because I didn't want to sit on my sofa because my back been kind of bothering me. Matter of fact, excuse me, let me go get me a pillow to kind of prop behind me. That's what I went to go get, but I came back. Oh, okay. Ooh, that's much better. Much, much better. So you doing okay today? I seen that you posted yesterday that it was a lot of rain. You know, we got a lot of rain as well here. But I just want to talk to you about when we are facing uh, um, life crisis. I got my notes here, so if you see me looking off, that's because I'm reading my notes. But I just want to talk about when we are facing, um, the challenges of life. Um, you know, when they they come about, uh, we just need to trust God and trust that He will see us through. The Bible tells us in Joshua 10:25 that we shouldn't uh, be fearful or dismayed, nor we shouldn't be fearful nor dismayed, but be of good courage, and that God will see us through. Hey, Candy Shell. Hey, niece, how are you? You doing okay? I enjoyed your live stream as well, um, and I thought you did wonderful, wonderful. Whenever we go live, we're kind of nervous because we've been behind the scenes for so long. So when you go live, that it opens up where people are able to see you, and a lot of times we don't like the criticism that comes
with going live and people are able to view you. So as I was saying to Rochelle, that when we have life crisis, when we are faced with difficult crises that come up in our life, that we should really, really trust God, because He says that we shouldn't be fearful. We shouldn't get discouraged, because He's right there with us. And that's Joshua 10:25 that tells us that, you know, um, you see me looking off. I'm reading my notes as well, because I got my notepad here, because I don't want to leave off anything. Um, but we as Christians, we as believers, we have life crisis. We have trials that come up in our life, and sometimes, we be so busy looking at it through our physical uh, vision that we cannot see uh, or hear from God, because our mind is toiling. And um, the devil likes to, yeah, because we always put self in the way, and we have to be careful with that. um, because the first thing come to mind when we have life crisis is that we go and try to fix it. And whenever we put self in the way of God's purpose, it's never going to turn out right. Why? Because we are sinful nature, and anything man touch is tainted. So, you know, we have so much um, that we have to be careful for. And the devil likes to stay in the mind. And I'm always talking about the mind, is because I've experienced it. And um, I always try to, encourage you to, you know, feed yourself positive things, but it's difficult for some when they're going through life trials and tribulations, especially death. Death, is an attention getter. It grabs your attention and makes you stop and think, what's actually going on. And so that alone will, it'll cause you, it'll cause your faith to be challenged. you know it will, because I've experienced it. And the Bible tells us that we should be of sound mind. And the reason why it tells us that is because if if God, if our mind is so um, busy with what's going on in the physical, what you can see with your physical eyes, if God is trying to speak to us, we cannot hear him, because our mind is turning, is racing. And a lot of times the devil like to play on the mind. The mind is very powerful. And that saying that a mind is a terrible thing to waste, it truly is, because you can't hear from God. You can't get any direction. Hey, gas smoker. Hey, baby. How are you? How are you today? You doing okay, love? It's good to see you, gas smoker. But we as believers, we have trials and tribulations as well that come up, um, that try to throw us off our task, that it challenges us. I'm good, baby. I'm kind of suffering with my back, but I'm good. I'm sitting here at my dining room table, and I have a uh, big old clock that sits on this wall, and I need some nails to hang the clock. And I found it at Sam's. Sam's had it for like $20, and they had more than they had three colors, I think, white in a like stone wash white, and they had it like in a wrought iron color, and then a green color, and it wasn't no more than $20. Oh, hey niece, hey, how you doing, baby? How you doing, Shay? And it sits back. It covered this whole wall, and it's not no more than it, they still have it. It's not it's only $20, and I think it's a quartz uh, clock, but it's huge, and I need some nails to hang it. But we as Christians, we as believers, we still have trials and tribulations, but the Word tells us that we shouldn't get discouraged because of them. And I'm always talking about um, keeping your eyes on God and what, because in that trial, God is trying to get you out of a place that you have been in. So He's trying to move you from where you are to take you in a different um, surroundings. He's trying to strengthen your faith. He's trying to get your attention to really lean on Him. And a lot of times that's hard. That's very difficult. I can tell you because I dealt with it. I tried to fix things. I tried. And I always tell you about when I lost my husband, you know, and he left here. He left here, you know, um, didn't know, that within that week of March during spring break that I wasn't going to see him anymore, that I had to get ready to prepare myself for his death and burial. And I believe that God was sending me signs. I do. I believe because when I go back and think about it, I remember one night I woke up, and I think I told this story once before. I woke up and I was crying. Didn't know I was crying. Didn't know what I was crying for. I didn't wake up, but my husband woke me up because he said that I was, and I could feel my face. My face. I knew I had been crying. And he woke me up. He said, Rochelle, wake up, wake up. Why are you crying? You know. And when I woke up and came to myself, I said, I don't know. I don't know why. I was crying, but now that I think back over that, I think that God was trying to warn me then, because that following Monday, the doctor admitted him in the hospital for that wound. And by Thursday, they were calling me, and he was in ICU. Yeah, baby. Um, it's a hard thing. Um, and my niece Shay is here, and I talked to her just this weekend, and you know, um, Candy Shell, you're not alone, because she lost both of her parents. Not even, she didn't have a really a grieving process, you know, um, between both of her parents passing. I think she told me that they passed like 2 or 3 months apart, and that's that had to be, it had to be a very, very, very difficult time, for her. And I can only imagine. I can only sit here and imagine, what she had to go through, you know, and it's a hard thing, to lose both parents, let alone one. You know, I only lost my father and my brothers and some grandparents, but they were very, very, yeah, they were very, um, very influential in my life. You know, hey, Pastor, I'm online. I'm on live, baby. How you doing, Pastor?
Hello, how you doing today? Are you
I'm,
doing okay?
I'm doing fine. Just kind of suffering with my back. That's it. But I'm doing
Okay.
good.
Oh,
You doing good?
okay. Yeah.
All right,
Yes,
baby.
I am. I talked to Larry today.
You did. You did. Um,
Yeah.
oh, that's wonderful. Well, I'm on live stream, so you caught me in
Oh, are
between.
you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to your live right now, okay?
All right, baby.
Oh, okay.
Bye bye. Y'all, that's Pastor Jack. I love Pastor Jack because Pastor Jack encouraged me, and I encourage him, but I love him, and he call and check on me every day. But um, I can only tell you about what I've been through and share with you, and hope that it will encourage you, and hope that you know it would help you, to get through and not to give up, not to allow the things that you see in the physical interrupt your spiritual walk, your purpose, what God is trying to lead you to. And um, He's trying to take you where you can really trust Him. And so whenever something else come up in life, because that it does not stop, it continues to go. You continue to have life trials and disappointments. You you still gonna struggle with family and family issues. You still gonna have that even after you overcome there, that you have to go over. And so I want you to be encouraged. Do not take your eyes off of God and His purpose that He has for you. So I want you to be encouraged. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to feed your mind positive affirmations. I want you to listen to positive things, because when you begin to feed yourself positive things, those things begin to, another thing I want you to be very mindful of. Be very mindful of what you allow that comes out your mouth. I don't want you to say that you cannot do this. Don't say that. Say that you can, because God says through Him we can do all things. All things are possible through Christ who gives you your strength. You got to know where your strength comes from. You understand? You got to know it, and you got to get some word in you, because let me tell you, the word is nourishment for your body, just like food is. See, when people go on a diet, the first thing that they do, they cut out all the fats, the carb. Well, they do cut out the fats and the carbohydrates and sugars. They take that out of their diet because they're trying to get healthy. They're trying to feed the body. They're trying to get that weight off of them. So for us as believers, yeah, baby. And we all know the Lord. We all have a personal relationship with God. And my struggle is not your struggle. But what I can sit here and share with you, I can try to help you get through your trial. See, that's what Miss Rochelle is trying to do. I know that we all have problems. We do. We do. We all have problems. And my thing is, I want to encourage you to keep going, not to let that thing get you where you can't hear, your Father speaking to you. Because it's one thing that God will do. God also will put people, when He really, really want to get your attention, He'll start putting people around you, um, tapping on your shoulder, coming out of nowhere, giving you a word. People that you never thought that were believers, coming and telling you something, and they don't even know, your situation. But he will do that. He will guide that person around you and in your life, just for that moment, to help you. And so I just want to help you. I don't want you to think, Miss Rochelle, I'm not as strong as you. Oh, yeah, you are. Yeah, you got strength that you don't know you have. You do. You do. And you can't let negativity, you can't let that enter your mind. Like, you can't listen to positive and then turn around and listen to something negative. It ain't gonna work. That's like grease and water. It's just not gonna work. You have to feed your body the word. You have to get it in you, because it'll help you to be able to fight off what's coming next. So just like a person that's dieting, we as believers have to put that word in us, and then we have to use that word. That means we have to stand on God's promises. We have to put our faith into action. You have to. And I always tell you, I don't listen to any and everybody, because my spiritual walk and is very important to me. And I don't want to go back, to where I was. I don't want to go back there. And the devil like to play in the mind. He loves to. That's why I'm always telling you, to listen to positive things, listen to positive affirmations, get you some word in you. Feed on that. Feed your body. Feed your body. Because whatever is coming, and I'm gonna tell you something. when you get that word in you, it makes you feel good. You know, it it negativity drains your energy. And when you get an encouraging word in you, and when you spend time, that's another thing. I want you guys to understand that you have to give God some of your time. Always be in a quiet place. You know, your grandmother used to always say, go into that closet. You know, our grandmama used to say, go into that prayer closet. And that is true. You know, some people use the restroom because it's a very private place. It's just you in the restroom. And so that's a very positive, closed in, private, quiet space. And you could go in there and get the word, you know, you know, find you some scriptures, you know, and go in there and read those scriptures, spend time with God, you know, talk to him just like I'm talking to you. Because he hearing you. See, if you just go in there and say, Heavenly Father, I need you. Do you know God will come in and the Holy Spirit will start telling you things? It is your conscience will start speaking. He'll start revealing things to you. You know that? Did you know that if you go and into that quiet place and ask God to come into your heart and your mind, don't you know he'll show up? Mm-hmm. He'll show up, baby. Yes, he will. But you gotta be willing. You gotta have that mind free of that doubt and fear so you can hear him. Because God does not operate in a spirit of fear or worry. So you got to clear your mind of that. Once you clear your mind of that, go into that quiet place. Just be still and hear from God. And he'll come in and he'll sup with you. He'll sit down with you. Yes, he will. I'm a firm believer. I know he will because he has did it for me. He do it for me every day. Where you think them prayers come from? That's because I be up in here on my face. I tell y'all that all the time. Believe me, I be prostrate. I be laid out. I be laid out on the floor. Yeah, flat. With my face down. Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's where y'all hear the prayers come from. I I couldn't do it without God, you know. And I always talk to you about that because it's so important. You got to spend some time with him. And you don't ask for much, God don't ask for a whole lot. He just a little bit of your time. If you just spend a little time with you, he'll bless you for the whole day. Hmm. He'll bless you I ain't gonna say the whole week, because by the time Wednesday come here, Wednesday, you be looking for a refill. They had a song that said, y'all know that song I'm trying to say. What you say, niece? Okay, I just get scared. Don't get scared, baby. That's what the devil wants you to do. See, the devil don't want you to go where God trying to take you. See, because he feel like he wants you. See, and he try to, attack the mind because he play in our past. He constantly remind us of our past, how we used to be. But we are new creatures in Christ. Yes, we are. Mm-hmm. See, he play on your past. He don't play on he don't operate in the future. He don't operate in the present. He don't operate in none of that. He always in the past. And that's where he keep us in bondage. That's where fear come from. That's where worry come from. Him, because he don't want you to get what God got for you. Mm-mm, mm-mm. He wants you to stay there because if he could keep you there, see, he'll continue to work on you. He'll keep you, and then before you know it, you be down. I was there. I was down, and I told Pastor Jack. I told Pastor Jack the other week. Me and him was talking. See, me and Pastor Jack, we we be in the word. We be in the word. We stay in the word. Me and him. That'd be our whole conversation. And I was telling him, I say, Pastor Jack, because Pastor Jack didn't know I suffer with lupus. And I was telling Pastor Jack, I say, Pastor Jack, when I tell people I've been through a lot, I don't know if people really grasping what I'm saying. I say, Pastor Jack, when I lost my husband at 28 years of marriage, that almost took me out of here, y'all. You know, I was in this shell. I couldn't think. I couldn't function. I get up and I make my pot of coffee. I go just sit on my sofa, just sit there, cut off from the world, just in a world all by myself. And more is a process. You got to go through this process. I kept telling God, why me? I don't want to go through this here. It's just too much. The pain, the heartache, what I was going through. And I kept telling God that I can't do it, Father. You need to just take me on out of here. I was saying crazy stuff. Yeah. My oldest was coming home from college, had come home. My youngest was going off to college. I couldn't even be, I couldn't even be excited about that. You know, I couldn't. Your girl was gone. Yeah, I was out of here. I'm not kidding. And the more I asked God, the more God told me the same thing. He just kept telling me, but I couldn't I couldn't function. I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear him really talking to me and walking with me. I didn't even know he was still there with me. Yeah. Uh-huh. It was so bad. My doctor, my family doctor, had been with us for years. Matter of fact, my family doctor, family practice, he and I went to church together. He and I went to church together. We went to the same church. And he told me, he was at my husband's funeral. When I would go in and see him, to get my blood work done, because they always had to take my blood count and check my kidney and my liver function, make sure that I wasn't going into renal failure. And so he told me, he said, Rochelle, he put me in his office, I can't help you. He said, I want you to go get some counseling. You sent me to grief counseling. He said, go down and I want you to get yourself some help because you need to talk to somebody. You carrying, Larry's death very hard. And he said, I love you. I love you and them boys. He said, but I can't help you. You need to go and talk to somebody. And so he came before I continue to allow you to come here for care. I need you to go talk to them. Talk to this other doctor who handled um, people who lost loved ones, going through a grieving process, who couldn't handle, the grieving process. And so I went just like he told me. And wonderful doctor, I love him. He's still in practice. Dr. Martin still in practice, but I love him and I thank God for him, because after I went and had my counseling, he when I went back to see him, he said, "Oh, look at you, you're looking good. That helped you, didn't it?" I said, "Yeah, it did." And he said, "Yeah, because I couldn't. I'm family practice. Although you know me and you go to church, and we know the word of God." He said, "But that's not my area, you know." And so I did that, and it helped. It helped me. It really did. And so I can tell you that about the mind, and we have to, guys. We have to come away from the mess, and we have to encourage one another. We have to uplift. We have to be mindful what we say out of our mouth, because it's life and death in the power of the tongue. And so as you spit it out, it'll come back and get you. hmm As so as you spit it out, it'll come back and get you. Yeah, see, we can't fix everything. We have to, when we're going through life trials and tribulations, we have to lean on God. We have to trust God. We have to trust what He has told us. And He told us He'll never leave us nor forsake us. He told us that. He told us that if you if you call on me, I'll answer, you know, and He will. He'll answer you. But you have to be willing. You have to be willing to hear from Him. And you got to allow Him to use you, because we all have gifts. We all have a purpose. We all have an anointing that was placed over us. I always tell you that because it's true. You wasn't put here just to be placed here to go through life trials. You wasn't, you was put here for His purpose, for His will. We're the clay. He's the potter. And He continued to mold us into His image, because He wants you to look like Him. Love you, baby. Love you, niece. Thank you for coming to my live. And whenever you go live, I'm there with you. Y'all, Candy Shell has her own channel. Go and subscribe to her. Um, she did a little short live the other day. I think it was Friday, right, niece? She did a short live Friday. And she also has a very positive channel. And if y'all haven't subscribed to her, go and subscribe to her, to my niece, Candy Shell. Oh, yesterday, okay, baby. See, Auntie. Girl, Auntie don't even keep up with the days no more. I tell you, I keep a calendar by my bed. I write everything on that calendar. Doctor's appointments, everything. Everything, everything on that calendar. And then when it expires, go get me another one. I go get me another one because I write everything on that calendar. Phone numbers, everything on that calendar. Have a good one, baby. I love you, Candy Shell. It's beautiful, young. She's a nurse as well. Shay. She in healthcare as well. I found that out yesterday too. She a nurse. hmm Very positive, but she been with me. That girl been with me from the very first time I hit my live. She been in my live with me. So, I love her. You know, Shay the same way. I love her. She's been with me ever since. I hit my live. But Joshua 10:25 tells us that we should be of good courage. You know, we shouldn't be fearful. You know, um, it's something else that I'm reading my notes, y'all, because I'm trying to tell you. Um, the Lord said to Moses, speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. And that's in Exodus 14:15. At the time the children at times children of God are confronted with crisis. So we must meet them head on and be of good courage and know that God is with us and that God supplies all our needs. If we allow him to. You have to allow God to 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 guide you, and you always hear me praying that God order my steps, that God orders my steps, and that he renews my mind and my heart that is stayed on his have to be renewed. And a lot of times some of us get stuck into this rut and we can't get past where God is trying to take us. We won't let go because we didn't got comfortable in being in that particular space. And when God is trying to move you, he allowed things to happen around you, and that's because he's trying to take you into a different um, dynamic. He's trying to move you into a different space where he want you to be. And once you get to that space, once you allow him to guide you to that space, when you go out of that, he's going to move you again. He's The same thing is going to happen. But while you're there, you have to prepare yourself to be moved a little higher. You have to continue to stay in that word, continue to lean on God. Um, and we have to humble ourselves. We have to. A lot of our problem is that we put self in the way of that old flesh, you know, because we think that you know, we can fix it, you know, and that's not that's not of God, you know. So we have to we have to feed ourselves, feed our minds, and again, be careful of what you say, who you talk to, who you allow in your inner circle, because you'll get people to come around you, and most of the time those people will camouflage themselves to look like other people around you, and they don't have the same uh, sometimes the same beliefs. um, they don't have um, the same positivity that you have, and a lot of times people will use you for personal gain, and we have to be careful who we talk to, who we tell things to, because they could take that very thing and use it against you, and it's not always good, you know. And for us, a lot of us carry a lot of pride, and pride is not good as well, you know. uh, Pride will cause you to fall, you know, and you can't be prideful. You have to humble yourself, you know. And so Miss Rochelle just wanted to come and give you that, you know, give you a word today, and know that we all have trials and tribulations. We all face things in life, but we have to trust God that He will see us through. Okay, so you know, if y'all want to ask any questions, if you need any scriptures that you need to help you with um, being fearful, um, worry, um, when you're discouraged, um, I could give you some scriptures. Isaiah 40 is one of them. Is one scripture that helped me, you know, and I still read it um, to this day. Isaiah 40 is one that you can read when you get discouraged. Um, a lot of times when I'm not able to rest um, at night, you know, you heard me say this once before, that I grab my word, and I love to read Matthew chapter 11 verses 25 and 30. I love to read that. That helps. Um, Psalm 67 helps when um, when you think that your prayers are not being heard, you know, or are narrow. Uh, that that Psalms will help you. Um, it helped me, you know. Um, and people don't believe this. You all that still work, that prayer is good when you're getting up and getting ready um, to go to work. You know, it's good when you're getting ready to like myself. I go to my specialist whenever I'm leaving out my house. I always pray. You know, and Psalms 123, 121 is good to read um, just before you leave your home to travel, to go back and forth. Um, You know, if you're leaving for work, for work, or, on your day to day tasks, like myself, I pray before I leave my house. Pastor Jack is saying, I'm praying for you to continue in the word of God no more. Where you at Cantina pray at all times. This is Pastor Jack. Love you. Love you too, Pastor Jack. Love you too, Pastor Jack. Thank you. And, you know, um, I'm trying to think of other scriptures that you can read. Um, other scriptures that can help you, you know, in that quiet time that you need when it's critical, when things are not going, their best. And those are scriptures that I gave you that I use all the time, and those scriptures help me all the time because yeah, yeah. So I hope they helping you, Shay. I really do. I hope that they're helping you. You guys, is the Christian walk is difficult. You know, it's not easy. And it's not easy because of the trials and tribulations, and a lot of times that's what hurts us instead of helping us. Um, our Christian walk is hard, but you could do it. You can do it. That's what the Bible is for. It's our map. It's our map to get through these daily trials and tribulations that we go through. And when you have, you know, scriptures to read, because everybody don't go to the Bible. And the reason why is because they don't know where to start. They don't know which scriptures to read. And that's why I love Pastor Jack coming into my live stream, is because he helps me as well, because he is uh, um, a pastor. He's been through theology school. He got his degree in theology, and so Pastor Jack, helps me a whole lot. And so if I ever have to ask him a question, he's here. He's here, and people don't pick up the Bible because people don't know what to read to help them. And I always tell you about the book of Psalms. You cannot fail with that book. Mm-mm. Can't go wrong with it. Mm-mm. You can't go wrong with none of the books in the Bible. But you don't know what to read, go into the book, go to Psalms. And it'll show guide you. It'll give you some strength. Yeah. I love the book of Psalms. I love that book because it does, because David was battling a lot of things, and so that book alone will encourage you, So y'all stay in that word. Feed your body, you know. Um, I think Pastor was talking about earlier today. He was talking about Tracy living my truth. Him and Tracy are good friends, and which is good because a lot of people need, those people in that sector. I think they need they need people like Pastor Jack. Mm, because although she reports the news on YouTube, you know, things still come up in her life. It still come up with your subscribers, people that are subscribed to your channel. See, I don't talk to everybody. I don't talk to everybody. Mm-mm. Hey, wonderful life. Hey, baby. How you doing, love? It's good to see you in my life. Thank you for the big thumbs up. That my baby King One. Hey, nephew. You still battling the pain in your neck. Nephew, I'm a messenger. I'm a messenger. I'm a message you and give them to you. Here, baby. Here, honey. Give you something to help you with pain, because I do have a scripture, but I'm gonna have to go and look and figure out where it is. If Pastor Jack, you still in here? If you still in here, help me out, baby. I need a scripture for pain, Pastor Jack, if you're still in here. But to give to my nephew King One, I hate that you're still in pain, King One. Oh, it's been hurting you bad. When you think you slept wrong, is it just a pulled muscle in your neck? Maybe. Have you done tried everything, huh? Wonderful life. I'm glad you're here, baby. I hope you've been doing okay and everything been going well for you. Um, Wonderful life. I'm glad to see that you came through. Wonderful life. Do you ever go live? Because if you did, I would be in your live stream. Do you ever? Pastor Jack ain't in here no more. I don't. Let me see if I have. Let me see if I have some in my Bible. Oh yeah, you've been putting cold compress, because that's what I was just finna say. You got a heating pad? Oh, there you go. That Pastor Jack. King One. You see Pastor Jack in here? You see he gave you a scripture? Psalms 34 and 19. Thank you, baby. I thought Pastor Jack had left me. Thank you, nephew, for that scripture. Now there he is. He popped in. There you go. Thank you, nephew. Yeah, Pastor Jack telling you to read Psalms 34 and 19. Thank you, nephew, for coming back in here. And I hope that helped you. You might need to put some. You got a heating pad, nephew, King One. You might need to put some heat under there. Yeah, yeah, that's what I told him. Psalms chapter 34, verse 19. Hmm. That's what I said, Pastor Jack. I said that chapter 34 and 19. Psalms 34 and 19. And I hope that helped you, King One. Yeah, meditate on that scripture. And if Oh, okay, okay. All right, baby. Well, I hope it get better, King One. I hate to hear that. King One been hanging in here with me, y'all, because um, and I love to see him because I don't know what NP mean, nephew. Now you gonna help me out with that, cause I don't know them I don't know them abbreviations. Um, Pastor Jack, King One been with me just as long as they have, and King One's is on dialysis, and so you know, if I don't hear from King One, if he don't come through my live, I get worried about him because most of the time, whenever I go live, he shows up in my live stream, and that's how I know how he's doing, and I'm able to know that he's still above the earth, here with us. So when he comes in, Tiger Bomb, that works excellent. Yeah. King One, Pastor Jack also have a YouTube channel. Uh, Go and subscribe to Pastor Jack. Um, Pastor Jack good. He a good encourager. You know, he do the same thing as me, but he well trained. He well trained in your auntie. Cause I talk to him every day, and he helped me. He helped me every day. You know, so King King One, Pastor Jack do have a YouTube channel. Um, he ain't went live yet, and I'm waiting on him to go live. I've been encouraging my brother. But he got some things he got to work out, and then he'll be live within a couple of weeks. Don't worry. But go and subscribe to his channel. He has a wonderful channel, very positive channel. He gives. Mhm, he does. Yes, he do. So go over there and hook up with Pastor Jack. Wonderful life. I'm glad you met Pastor Jack. You know, um, he good now. Y'all be prepared. You just up good hanging there with because he put up two. Pastor Jack, you did two, didn't you? You did two posts today, didn't you? But if you ever need him, he there for you, you know. And I want you to get in contact with Pastor Jack, King One, and Pastor get in contact with King One. Uh, you know that baby there. Like I say, he been with me ever since I went live. And King One is my baby. That's my boy. Y'all all my babies, but he just got a special spot in my heart. Y'all all do, but he really does because I know he battling a illness. And so that's what keeps me looking for him. But I get excited when I see him. Y'all don't see how excited I get when I see my nephew up in the house. He done made it on in here. I get excited to see him because that's the only way I could keep in contact with him. But Pastor Jack, I'm glad you still in here. Wonderful life. I'm glad you came over, baby. You need to go live too. Do you go live, Wonderful Life? Is he still in here? Y'all know if Wonderful Life still in here. I guess he's not. Yeah, I don't guess he's still in here. I think he gone. But Wonderful Life, I've been, yeah, I don't, I look at his videos when he posts, but I don't see him going live. And I support all y'all that go live, you know, cause that's just me. I ain't got nothing else to do. I want to support you. I want you to grow. I want you to get out here. And my niece, Shay, she go live. She do go live. Now yesterday I watched her videos because she could cook. Shay do a lot of cooking videos, and she cooked two types of chicken. Teriyaki chicken. I love that teriyaki chicken, and barbecue. I'ma steal them recipes because I like them little sliders too, like your boys do, Shay. I like them little sliders too, them little bite-sized thing. But I gotta give me some of them little buns, So when I do that, I could do those sliders like what you did. But I like the teriyaki chicken too. I bought me some teriyaki sauce, in the bottle. But I think I got to give me some more, and I got to give me some more Worcestershire sauce because I ain't got no more of that. And I love to use that on chicken. Those buns are they dangerous, me. Yeah, because you don't need to have. Yesterday you had potato and rice. I say, look, my niece. Now she don't need them two starches. I'ma hurt her. Bad. The vegetable and the chicken was good enough. That girl had her potato and I love sour cream too. So I ain't mad at you with that. But she had potato and rice. I'm a herder. I'm a wring her neck like a chicken with them two starters. She knows she don't need that starch. It was the camera. Yeah, blame it on the camera. It was the person that was behind that camera and guide that camera too. But Shay do a lot of cooking videos. But I like them little burgers too, Shay. She cooks some sloppy joes, y'all, and say she don't care for sloppy joes. I went right on in there under comments. Was you live when you was doing them sloppy joes? I told her, girl, I still eat a sloppy joe. I don't know what you talking about, girl. I love sloppy joes. I love sloppy joes. And that's the only thing I need is me some bread because I would have made that. But today I made chime up. I was cooking like it was Sunday. Today I cooked. I cooked some. I took out some chicken breasts, and what I did is I cut them into chicken strips. I fried them, and I made spaghetti. I made spaghetti, and I was gonna cook some cornbread, but I say, child, I'm tired now, child. I ain't finna do all that. And I was finna make me some. I got me some Brussels sprouts that I've been meaning to try, and cause I like vegetables. I like vegetables. And Kroger's always had that 5 for 5 and 10 for 10, and frozen vegetables are better for you than the can because them canned vegetables have so much sodium in there. So when Kroger's had that 5 for 5, And even when they don't, their frozen vegetables ain't nothing but $1. $1. So I like to, stack up on my frozen vegetables, my corn and my green beans and my spinach. And my spinach. But I had my son them, they always eating squash and he always eating squash. They eat squash and what's that other long vegetable, y'all? Um, I'm trying to call them. Uh, Asparagus. He loves squash and asparagus. Yeah, he eats zucchini too. They eat, matter of fact, Shay, they mix it all together. They mix they squash and they zucchini together. But they always eating that, and they always eating asparagus. Hmm. Yeah, he always eating that as asparagus. So I wanted to get me some of that as well and try that. You know, I've had it and it's good. It just depends on how you prepare it. But yeah, I wanna give me some of that too. But I got some Brussels sprouts I've been meaning to cook, for myself. But child, I was in here um, listening to my John P. Key and cooking my spaghetti and my fried chicken. Cooking my spaghetti and my fried chicken. And I don't, because when I grew up, spaghetti was the main meal. My grandparents them didn't cook any other meat with spaghetti. I didn't learn that until I got with my husband. And they ate spaghetti with everything: barbecue, baked chicken, fried chicken, coleslaw. Uh, them some coleslaw eating people. They eat potato salad too, but yeah, yeah, child, they they eat spaghetti with chicken. My mother-in-law, um, she was a big baker and a big cook, just like my husband was, and so um, he loved spaghetti and chicken, and I didn't learn that until I married him. And yeah, and I thought that was strange. I say, why would you want another meat with a whole meal? I say, and then they would have vegetables, like green beans or something right there with it, and they ate it like a side. And I'm like, I didn't get that because that's not the way I was raised. So um, I can't cook spaghetti without having like chicken or something with it, another meat with it. I just can't cook it that way because I've been doing it for so long, and now my children, they eat it that like that. And so, that's what I was up in there doing early in the early in today. I done cooked and everything, and now I'm done. And I say, well, let me get on live for a little while. And I had been um, toiling with that word since this morning, since I did the prayer this morning. And, you know, that prayer was, I talked about the mind in that prayer and how God, if God will move all fear and doubt from our mind, He will He will give us our desires. What them little black things is. I understand what the little is. Them pieces of rib. Pastor, is them ribs? I know what the little light skin thing is, the little brown, the orange looking things, them, that's chicken. But what the little brown thing? Is them ribs? Is them ribs, Pastor? Yeah, Pastor, he loved him some ribs. Some ribs. He was on made him a video eating his ribs and macaroni and cheese. I wanted to hurt Pastor because he made me hungry. He made me hungry. I got some baby back ribs in there, but I don't have no barbecue sauce to put on. Yeah, for that holiday, the 4th of July, they had them on sale just before the 4th. The week before the 4th, they had them on sale. They had them on sale, and so I bought me some when the holiday just before the 4th. They had baby back ribs and spare ribs and beef ribs. My youngest son, he like beef ribs as well. Yeah, you don't, but I might have to cook them straight without none because I sure ain't got none. And they love Sweet Baby Ray's. Oh my God! And Sweet Baby Ray have all kinds of sauces. They do. He don't just have barbecue sauce. He have a honey mustard sauce that my children love. If I fry chicken or make chicken nuggets, they love that because they could dip that. It's a honey mustard sauce that he have. Benji say, y'all talking about stuff she can't eat. But Benji Rochelle, you know what? I follow this Caribbean cook, Caribbean pot.com. He got a YouTube channel, Chris, and he Caribbean, and I follow his channel. He did a chicken dish, like chicken stew. Girl, I saved his video and I made that. Girl, me and my son nearly ate ourselves to death. You hear me, girl? Because he say that they use a lot of brown sugar, and they brown sugar is they roux. And they use a lot of coconut milk. And girl, and they use a lot of they use a Scotch bonnet pepper. And see, I can't eat that because that's too hot. I can't do hot. Can't do that. And so I used to, but yeah. Well, you in Barbados, that ain't far from you. And all y'all over there together. And he served it over rice, but he had put let me see what he put the Scotch bonnet pepper. He used green onion, white onion, and that coconut milk and that brown sugar. And you got to be careful with that because he said it'll burn. And if it burns, you have to throw it away and start over. But you put a little brown sugar in there and you in your oil and you stir it till it get like a caramel color. And then you know that it's ready. And but you gotta stay there and you gotta stir it. You just like roux, just like roux. And people, my son, my oldest son, he got a good friend named Melvin, and Melvin was in there Melvin wife called herself making a pot of gumbo. So uh, Melvin called my son. I think I had made him some gumbo, and he took some to Melvin. Melvin say, "Your mama made this? Boy, you ain't tell me your mama could cook like this here." He said, "Yeah, my mama made that. My dad, my grandfather's side of the family, my mama's side of the family, they from Louisiana." And so he said, boy, this is good." So his wife tried to make it. So she had went and got her some roux out, because they sell roux in the jar. You could actually buy it out the store. And so Melvin told us, say, mm-mm, mm-mm, this ain't right. He said, this don't taste nothing like what I didn't have. That gumbo I bought you that Kelvin brought over here, that's Louisiana gumbo. Now that's gumbo. So he went to asking his wife, how you made, what you put in it, and so she began to tell him, and then she showed him that roux out the jar. And he told her, he said, "See, I think that would mess it up, because I don't think Miss Rochelle, Kelvin Brown mama used that roux out the jar." Just like that. So he called my son and told my son had him on three-way. It was me, him, and my son. And I didn't know the boy was on three-way. So he say, "Mama." I say, "Huh?" Yeah, they got, yeah, that was a no, a big no. And so he say, "Mama." I say, "Huh? Can you tell Melvin?" I say, "Melvin." I say, "Who is Melvin?" He say, "My friend, my co-worker." He say, "Can you tell Melvin that you don't use the roux out the jar?" I say, "What you talking about?" Just like that. He say, "The gumbo, Mama. Tell him how you make your roux." I say, "I make it with oil and flour. You just seen me make roux." And he say, "Yeah. Oh yeah, Miss Rochelle, that's right. Cause I told Kevin that gumbo you made, and he brought me some. Ma'am, that was good." Hey, my wife. I told my wife. I say, "Yeah, that's the base. That's really the base of your gumbo is your roux, and you got to know how to make it, because if you don't know how to make it, people put too much oil and not enough flour, and you got to have enough oil and enough flour, and you got to stand there and you got to stir it too, because it'll burn." And so he say, I knew my wife hadn't did it the way you know how to do it, because it didn't taste the same." And I say, "Yeah." I say, "Well, a lot of people don't realize you got to use filet, the filet in the bottle, that green stuff. You got to use it too." So he said, "I don't know if she put that in there either." I say, "Well, that's probably what it's missing, you know." And so he say, but I say, the roux is the base of your gumbo, and I don't use crab anymore, because my children and I don't really eat the crabs out of the gumbo. Now, if I do use crab, it's for the season, and I don't put that much in there, you know. But yeah, I had to tell him that the roux is your base for your gumbo, and if you don't have that correct, it ain't gonna come out right. And so he said, I told my wife that it didn't taste like yours. And I kept telling her. And I'm gonna tell you what else I use. Sam's have an andouille sausage. Sam's have uh, um, and andouille sausage made by I want to say it's made by Boar's Head, but I'm not for sure. Or Calabasas or something like that. And I'm not for sure, but they do have an andouille sausage that you could buy at a Sam's. And most of the times, um, now let me tell you, uh, Kroger's. Yeah, yeah, it is, but they don't eat it. They used to, but they don't fool with it now, Shay. And I use it, just for the flavor, but they don't too much food with them. And so, um, Kroger's, HEB do too. Kroger's and HEB. HEB is a big chain here in Texas. It's out of San Antonio, so y'all might not be familiar with HEB, but it's a big store here in Texas, and so you they have them, and they have a good gumbo sausage because I don't use any sausage in my gumbo. You got to have the right sausage because if you buy a sausage that's too greasy and mushy, it's not gonna taste right. And they got one that's named Country Boys or Eddie's sausage. Uh, I don't know if they out of Texas though, but anyway, those two sausages are good as well to use in gumbo. But if you go in Sam's have a andouille sausage that you can use just for gumbo, jambalaya, uh, anything you want to use it for. I'm gonna tell you something else that my grandparents raised me on, and people call it they call it goulash, and it's okra, tomatoes, corn, onions, and you could put shrimp and uh, sausage in it, or you could put you could just use sausage, or you could just use shrimp. I have made it with shrimp and sausage. I have made it with shrimp, sausage, and chicken, and you can eat that over rice. That's good if you eat okra. Um, I don't when I cook my gumbo, I don't put my okra in my gumbo until the end because okra cooks. It doesn't take long for okra to cook, and as hot as that pot be, you could add your okra last, and it'll still and turn your pot off, and it'll still cook. That heat will still cook that okra. So um, that's another thing that I don't do because the slime from the okra cause your gumbo to scotch once you put your roux in there, your thickener. Once you add that, it'll cause your gumbo to scotch. So I don't put my okra in there to the very end. Yeah, I use chicken thighs and chicken legs, and I use bay leaves. I use I use bay leaf. I use a little thyme. Uh, the Not the powdered thyme, the fresh thyme, and you could buy it in the jar but it's the fresh one. I don't use the powdered, and I use you have to. I do use the fillet. I keep two or three of them in my cabinet. Because let me tell you, you could when you're making your jambalaya, that fillet is good for that as well. Uh, when you're doing your okra and tomato, and you can even add corn to it. You know, that frozen corn to your okra and tomato, and your shrimp and sausage. You can use that as well. You will eat yourself to death, girl. But bay leaves is good whenever you cooking one of those dishes. Bay leaves, a little filet. a little obey seasoning. I use obey when I'm making my gumbo. I use, like I say, I use thighs and chicken legs. And what I do, I cook that first. Every now and then, Shay, I use if I have some chicken breast in here, I use that. I'll put that in there and to get my chicken broth. But I also use. I'm gonna tell you something else I put in there to really have that flavor. I use a lot of chicken broth as well, chicken bouillon. I use that as well to put in my gumbo. And whenever I'm making, a dish, I use a lot of chicken broth, and but I do use my fillet for my gumbo. Yeah, yeah, chicken thighs are better for gumbo because it holds up. They hold and they have a lot of flavor for your broth in your for your gumbo, and put you some bay leaves in there when you boiling your chicken. When your chicken is cooking, throw your bay leaves off up in there. I don't put my fillet in there until way at the end. Once I didn't, cause my sausage and my shrimp, and if I use crab, all that go last. My all the chicken, the sausage, the shrimp, and the okra, all that go last. Oh yeah, yeah. I have both. I use the chicken broth and the bouillons. I use the chicken broth for like when I'm doing soups, like when I'm doing my gumbos. That's when I use my chicken broth. But yeah, I use chicken thighs. Hmm. And any uh Cajun person that's doing gumbo on YouTube, they'll tell you to use chicken thighs. Yeah, use chicken thighs and the legs, and I'll cook that, and it's gonna fall apart. So like when it get all the way done, Shay, what I do, I go back, and once it been cooked apart, I'll go and get the bones out of there. So the bone, cause it been cooked off the bone, and I'll go and get them bones out of there, so I could, so you don't have them bones in there. But yeah, yeah, when I'm doing my gumbo, I do my thighs. I let that cook and get my broth, and while that's cooking, I'm got my bay leaves in there, and then I take my Tony Sassery. I put that in there, my salt and my pepper, little salt, little pepper. And I put that in there and let it cook. And then everything else though, your chicken is your biggest part. So I just let that cook and get everything else ready. And then once that's done, um, while it's cooking, when I know it's done, getting halfway there, I'll make my roux, and then I add it to my pot with my chicken. But I don't add my okra, my shrimp, my crab, and my sausage until the end, because your pot will be already real hot. So that, if you turn it off, all that'll cook in there once. Hmm. Making you hungry, Rochelle. It all that'll cook in there once you turn that pot off, because the pot already hot. And one thing I've learned in cooking gumbo, it takes a while for that to cool down. And if you're not careful, if you don't constantly go in there and stir it so that he can even out, it'll spoil while it's trying to cool down. Even though you have the eye off of it, it'll still try to spoil on you. So you have to constantly go in there and stir it. Yeah, I do too. That's all I use, and I got a big old thing of it from Sam's. Mm-hmm. And see, and when I go in there, and when I go in Sam's, it's only certain things that I buy out of there. And most of the time, I'm just buying my sausages stuff out of there because it's cheaper. It's cheaper to buy that big pack because you can use out of it, and then you can put it in your freezer, you know. And so I always have it, and Sam sell and do his sausages, But when I can't get to Sam's, I go to my supermarket like Kroger's. Kroger's have andouille sausage. The brand name is made by Savoy's. Savoy's is what it's called. It's made by Savoy's, and but it's an andouille sausage as well, and you could get that at Kroger's. So if you have a Kroger's where you are, Shay, you could find that sausage in Kroger's. Hmm. Yeah, but Rochelle, I watched yeah, that's because it be so hot. You know, it be so hot, and while you got it on that stove, even though the eye is off, that pot is still hot and it's still cooking. And so what I do, I got some big old containers I bought years ago, Rubbermaid. They let me show you. Let me cut. It's pretty big. Hold on a minute. Oh Jesus. I got two of them. I think I bought them from Big Lots or Family Dollar, one of the two. But I got these from this. It was three of them that came in here, and I got it from Sam's a couple of years ago. But you see how big it is. Normally, if I make a pot of gumbo, I either use this or both two of them to put it, to cool it down, to cool my gumbo down. But when you cook a pot like that, you have to have a big enough container to put it in, because if you leave it in that hot container, that hot pot, it'll spoil. Because it's hot. And if you leave it in the pot, you got to constantly go back in there and stir it, because it'll start cooling off the top and won't cool down in the middle and the bottom. And so that's what causes it to spoil. It'll causes it to spoil. So, I put my onion and my bell pepper and my celery and all that in that last two, right along with the shrimp, sausage, okra, and my sausage. I put all that in that last. My onions and everything. I put it in that last, and turn my pot off and just let it and stir it in there. And girl, that pot be so hot it just still cook them sausages and shrimp. Yeah, yeah, they came in a pack of three. They came in, and I think they was like $15. I think that's how much I paid for them. But I ain't seen them in Sam's. I haven't seen, but because I haven't seen them, that don't mean that your Sam's don't have them. But that's where I got these from. And I'm gonna tell you somebody else that have. If you have like a Family Dollar or Dollar General or a Big Lots, they have them big old Rubbermaid. Because I got two big Rubbermaid containers too that I use, and I use them during the holidays though, like when I'm making my potato salad and stuff like that. But yeah, you got to stir that pot, because it'll start cooling at the top and won't be cold in the middle and at the bottom, and you have to go and constantly stir it, because if you don't, it'll spoil, and it'll start spoiling from the top to the bottom. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you know when it's spoiled too, because it'll have little bubbles on it. And then it'll get a smell when gumbo spoil. It'll have some little white bubbles, and then and then it'll start smelling. Right when it then went bad. hmm But I use them, to pour my gumbo out. I ain't had a chance to use my instant pot. My son bought me an instant pot, and I've been trying to figure out what I was gonna cook to use my instant pot, and I ain't figured out what I was gonna cook yet to use my instant pot. But I got one of those. Um, I got a small one. It's not a great big one, but he bought it for me, and I'm thinking about doing like some beans because I love pinto beans and red beans. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that, and a lot of them from Africa as well. Because that's where they migrated from. That's why you have such a mixture of those people. That's why when you look at them, some of them they have blonde hair and blue eyes, but they just as black as me and you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, baby. Mm-hmm. Sure do. Rochelle, you're right. Mm-hmm. Hey, fun with the girls. Hey, baby. How you doing? I seen you early over there at the Dumachays. Oh, you did? It came out good, huh? Oh, you did? Well, thank you, baby. Thank you. I was telling them too. Your auntie be out here. I be laid out, child. I be laid out on the floor. That way you get them prayers from. I be up in here prostrate, girl, just straight out with my face down. With my face down. Oh, really, Rochelle? Wow. Yeah, yeah, Bree in here. Normally she come up in here quick shooting. Oh, niece, I love my niece. She come up in here quick shooting. hmm Yeah, we ain't got no trolls up in here today, niece. At least they ain't came yet. I guess you done put them all in lockdown. You done got them all locked down. Yeah, I didn't know that. You got a lot of family up there in New Orleans, huh? New Orleans and Louisiana. That's where the Dumanchet family is. They in Lafayette, Louisiana. I always tell them that I think I'm kin to them, really, because mostly everybody, people don't realize that Lafayette is small, and you get there before you get to New Orleans, right? So a lot of people don't realize that most of the people that's in Lafayette and New Iberia, Glencoe, Jeanerette, those are other little small towns just before you get to New Iberia, that those people are all related, it's family. And so I got family. My grandparents were from Jeanerette, Glencoe, and that's right there by New Iberia. And so it's right there by Lafayette. Let me say Lafayette, I'm sorry. And so when I found out that they were from Lafayette, I told him, I said, Lord, wait a minute. Child, we might be kin. We might be kin. And they say, Miss Rochelle, you know, I say, girl, yo. I say, I got family in Generate and Glencoe. They say, no, Miss Rochelle. I say, yes. Then I got family in New Iberia. I had an aunt, my grandfather's sister, Auntie Bertillo. She lived in Lafayette. So I told them, I had them laughing. I said, y'all know everybody up in that related. And so I told them, I say, my family that lives in 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 uh, in New Iberia, I say that they stay off of Amador Road. And Amador Road, y'all, is the main road in New Iberia. And if you know anybody that lives in New Iberia, all you have to do is say Amador Road. And so I told them that. And they say, no, Miss Rochelle. I say, yeah, I'm telling you. I say, I'm telling you, I got family. I got a lot of family. And they say, oh, Miss Rochelle. So whenever I'm in their live stream, I always go up in there and talk about, hey, family. Because really, I really believe if we research our history, I bet you any kind of money, somehow, somebody is related. We related to each other. On his side or her side. Don't make no difference. Don't make no difference. You know. But yeah, all them people right there in now, they all related. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They last name Dumashet, the Dumashet family. And see, I know a lot of Dumashet. It's a lot of them. I went to school with some, went to church with some. The Dumashet, that's a big name here in Texas, you know. And like I told her, I say, yeah, huh? I say, where y'all at? Where? I say, girl, look here. Let me tell y'all, I got family. I say, my grandparents, and I still got cousins in Glencoe, Generate, you know. And then I told them about that Big Haynes factory in Generate. I said, and I got a cousin that used to be a supervisor in that factory. And they said, no, Miss Rochelle, no. I said, yeah. You don't never know who you're going to meet on these YouTube streets. You don't. And I told them, I said, if we ever can sit down and research our history, say, child, we probably be related, child. Y'all don't even know, you know. So they started laughing, you know. But it's the truth. So I understand what you're saying, Rochelle, because I ain't know. I knew that it was a lot of, you know, the history of Louisiana is where, you know, the slaves migrated. And when the Europeans brought them from Africa, you know, that's where they migrated to. That's why when you go to New Orleans and you go into Louisiana, you see people it's a mixture of colors, you know, that you see. Yeah, it's important. I think my cousin took one. I got a cousin. I think Ruby took it. You know, and she did that DNA test. Yeah. So that's what I was telling. Rochelle was saying that it was a lot of people from her family leaving Barbados, going migrating to Louisiana. And I was telling her, and she said, "Well, you know, it's a lot of us there." I say, "Yeah, girl, yeah, I do. That's why you got them People walking around here light skinned, blue eyes with blonde hair, and they just as black as me and you. You till they open their mouth. Till they open their mouth. I'm gonna tell you, they got a show on A&E. It's called Swamp People, straight out of Louisiana, and they be up in there hunting alligators, and it's a family. I don't know the I can't think of the family name, but it's a guy and his sons. And one of the sons didn't want to go back home to do that alligator hunting. He's very educated, went off to college. He blue collar, he had an executive job, and he went back home to help his family, help his daddy. But his daddy was in that killing those alligators, because in Louisiana that's what they eat, and they use that alligator skin for boots, belts, and everything. And so not only that, they use the alligator meat, and it's good, y'all don't know what you missed till you had it. Everybody say it tastes like chicken. But it's good. You what? Yeah, and he got and he look white, but baby, that man ain't white. That man ain't white. That man is black, but he look white. But he got some sons. You haven't had good, oh child. When you do eat it, needs go to y'all must don't have a lot of Cajun places up there where you at in DC or Maryland. But they should. They should. But if you do, make sure it's make sure it's some Cajun people that's doing it. Make sure it's some Cajun people that's doing it, because I don't want you to get up there and try it and they don't know what they're doing. Stuff be tougher than tough. be so tough you can't you don't know what you eat. You don't know what you eat. You don't know what you eat. So make sure you don't yeah, they eat square. Girl, you see them, don't you, Shay? Now my brother-in-law, that's what he eats squirrel and rabbit. My sister husband, my youngest sister husband. And child, yeah, they live off the land. Girl, they they live off the land. They do. And they eat frogs too. Roll down phone with the girl and say she don't do rodents. But they eat off the land too. They do frogs too. They catch them frogs too. and eat them too. Frog legs good too. They good too if you ain't never had them. But yeah, niece, I don't want you to go eating if people ain't prepared it right, because you got to have it prepared correctly. Because if it ain't prepared correctly, try to turn you against it. Oh, okay. Yeah, cause see, like I say, I watched that guy, CaribbeanPot.com. I watch him, and whatever recipe he whipping up, child, most of the time, Rochelle, I tried. I sure do. And I did it just like he tell you with the coconut milk. I got coconut milk in my pantry. I keep that. Not only that, he showed us how to make showed how to make rice and peas. You know, I love that. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. I love them red beans, because that ain't nothing but red beans and rice. That ain't nothing but red beans and rice cooked in a different way. But girl, I tied up. And here we got a lot of cultures, and we got a place called Cool Running. Girl, I be mad sometimes because they be sold out. You know, they food be sold out, because it's Jamaican and they do them oxtail. Oh God. Woo, Jesus. Make you hurt yourself. Now I don't do the plantains. But them rice and peas, can't miss me. You can't miss me with that. Bree be eating it when she be on her lunch break. And Bree be I be like, niece, I sure wish I could eat lunch with you, girl. when she have her lunch and she stop and get her Jamaican food, ooh, I be saying, niece, I be like, ooh, I wish I could eat that. I wish I could eat lunch with your child. Cause I love it. I love they ain't gotta give me nothing but the rice and peas. They call it rice and peas, but shoot, it's red beans and rice to me. You know what? When you ain't used to something, bro, it take you a long time to get used to something. And see, I can't. Let me stop saying I can't get used to it. I'm a keep trying it until I take a liking to it. Whenever you taste something you ain't never had, if it ain't sweet or if it ain't seasoned correctly, you ain't go too much care for it. Because we like seasoning on our food. And plantain, y'all just fry it. It ain't really got no, seasoning on it. But people, I didn't heard people tell me put some honey on it. When you get it to eat it, to get the taste of it, try it with a little honey. Is that so? Yeah, they say it's already sweet. But I guess it's just the way it's eaten, because they out here, they serve it. When they serve it with that, and you have to tell them. I like their fried cabbage as well. When they do the fried cabbage, I like that too. Yeah, I know. I didn't hear people tell me that they're good. Oh, the older it is, the sweeter. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just keep chunking at it, you know. But child, yeah, honey, I love it. Shoot, girl, y'all think they don't be playing around here most of the time, because they have such a high turnover. They never can cook enough. And shoot. Now I done tried. Me and my son tried some Indian food, and it was good. I'm gonna tell you that hummus and they bread. Now the only thing I don't like about they cut it up into so many, in triangles, and and they cut it up in so many pieces, and I'd be like, they could just leave my bread whole, and I could just tear it apart. I don't need all these little triangles, But yeah, I had tried some of that's good. They beef, they chicken, they rice. Now they use a long grain rice. It almost look like a noodle. Like yeah, me too, girl. It's almost like a rice aroni. It's a little bit longer and it's yellow. They put their seasoning on there. Girl, that rice is good. Cause I'm raised on rice. So try that rice and that hummus. That hummus, when you look at it, you don't think it's good. Child. With that, I forgot what my son say they call the bread. But anyway, child, I wore that out. Went back to go get me some more. It was all gone because my son had already got to it. Went back and got the leftover. I got up to go get me some more, but it wasn't no more. Yeah, girl, that that girl I was up in there, me and him. I say, what is this little? What is this little cream stuff? He said, Mama, that's hummus. So I took the bread and he said, try it. Dip that bread in that hummus. Child, I got me a whole nother life. And they chicken and they beef kebab. Oh, that's good. You don't never know. You gotta try something different. My son told me to try the chicken masalas. He said that's good too, Mama. Try that, try that. But yeah, that Caribbean pot.com, his name Chris. He on YouTube. Child, Chris be up in there cooking soups, chicken, fish, and I be up in there right along with him using them recipes. Sure do. Mm-hmm. He made that stewed chicken, child. Me and my son ate ourselves to death. You hear me? I say, good God of me. But they use brown sugar for their roux. Boy. I nearly hurt myself. Oh, ginger. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that hummus, girl. I got a whole new life when I tasted that. When I tasted that. I don't either. I used to be that way, Shay. But here recently, I've stepped out my comfort zone, and I've tried, like I say, I've tried Indian food. Jamaican food I've always had, I've always tried it. I've always had it. But that Indian food, when I tried it was really good. And the beef, girl, that beef that is so tender, it melts in your mouth. Mm. It sure is. I don't like trying. Oh, you don't like the ginger curry. Yeah, well, you ain't gonna like curry chicken then, cause curry chicken got a lot of curry in it. But I like it. I enjoy it. I eat, but I eat the Oxtails more than the curry chicken. Cause it's like you say, curry is strong. Curry and ginger. They're strong, and that curry chicken, I have to have a taste for it. I can't eat it like I eat them oxtails. But I wear them oxtails and them peas and rice. I wear them out. Yeah, she got to step out of comfort zone. Like I say, and they talk about hummus is good for you. Hummus is really good for you. Yeah, Pastor Jack, I always say that he throw down in the kitchen. I kind of believe him because my husband was a wonderful cook. My husband could cook any woman underneath. He cannot cook any woman. I just flat out, just flat footed and cook. You know, he could cook. He wasn't no baker. He didn't do a whole lot of baking. But when he did master sweet potato pie, Lord have mercy. Y'all heard me tell that story. I packed sweet potato pie from here to yonder one year. One year, I was at an elementary school in the heart of Third Ward. They didn't close that school down now. But Douglas Elementary, my father and my kin folks went to that school, and child, I was there, and my husband had mastered. He had learned how to make sweet potato pies. And child, we had an in service, and the children weren't there, but we were there. Yes, hummus does. Thank you, baby, for coming to my live, honey. Thank you, sweetie. Good to have you. It's like eating a can of mayonnaise. Hummus never satisfies the appetite. It's like eating a can of. Oh, you ain't no sweetie. Okay, Shay, take it. Fun with the girls. You still in here? I'm gonna tell you, take this troll up out of here. I see that. Oh Lord, there you go, baby. The block party, you go. I hope I blocked him out of my chat. I knew if I sat here long enough, they'll come on in. And I believe them children. I don't believe them grown. Yeah, I don't believe them grown folk. I believe that them children, them children that come up in here. But yeah, you got to step out your comfort zone and try it. But my husband master sweet potato pie. Child, I went to had an in service, and normally that's when the children are not there, but we still have to. Oh, let me suit you up, baby. I thought I did, Shay. There you go. There you go. Now you are, Shay. And um child, we had an in service, and whenever we had an in service, we always would do a potluck, and so you always had to say what you was gonna bring, you know, and so uh, I would all I everybody else had already signed up, so I was coming late, so I say, well, I'll bring. I got you marked up, Shay. Type something, and then you'll see yourself in the blue. But I my husband made a sweet potato pie for me, and I took it, and y'all, child, I packed sweet potato pies from here to yonder. Child, that man, that man had me in there peeling potatoes forever and a day, because it had got close, especially when it got close to Thanksgiving and Christmas. Y'all, I was packing pies. I was packing pies. so tired of packing the pies and peeling potatoes, peeling them sweet potatoes, that I ain't know what to do myself. So when Pastor Jack say he could cook, I don't doubt it. I believe every word he say, cause baby, my husband could literally flat foot and cook and put any woman to shame. Him and his mama would swap out recipes, and he would cook all the time. Homemade mashed potatoes. He loves corn too, Pastor Jack. And around this time of the year, you could get it like 10 ears for $1, five 5 ears for $1, but you had to shuck the corn, and so child, he beat and got that corn and beat and wanted to make fried corn, and I would have to shuck the corn and peel it and all that. And most of the time, you used to have to cut it off the cob. And he before he leave, he would take out, what we was gonna have for dinner. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He loved fresh corn, but he loved watermelon. Lord Jesus, my poor husband loved the watermelon. And seeds be everywhere. Back then there wasn't no such thing as a seedless watermelon. They had them big black brown seeds and them seeds and watermelon juice be all over the floor, be sticky, and I'd be like, oh my God, he kept me mopping the floor because he just wiping it up wouldn't do no good. The stickiness would still be there. So then he had them seeds. I'd be like, Lord, this man here in this watermelon. Boy, he loved it. He loved watermelon. Lord Jesus, he did. Mm-hmm. That and fresh corn. He didn't really, and he loved a lima bean and a green bean. He didn't too much eat a red bean or a pinto bean, but he loved a lima bean, cream peas, and green beans. He loved them. And before he passed, he loved them big half cut, French cut green beans. And he had made baked some chicken, and he had a pot of green beans that he had made. And y'all, it was with how you normally cook your green beans with your sourdough, your fat meat. He cooked it the original that way, but what he put in there, he put some stewed tomatoes in there. I say, what kind of green beans are these? I say, what kind of green beans are these? So he looked at me. He said, what you mean? What kind of green beans are these? I say, what kind of green? Where you got this recipe from? So he told me, he say, I'm going to call them my Italian style green beans. I say, boy, ain't nothing Italian about these green beans. I say, why you calling them Italian? Now, he prepared them the regular way that you would prepare fresh green beans. But he had the frozen, and he had the big cut, not the French cut, not the regular cut. And I say, Italian. I say, Larry, you ain't. What's Italian about them? So he looked at me. He say, the tomatoes. I said, boy, you around here tripping. That's what I told him. I'm like, boy, you around here tripping. But he cooked them. He made them the exact way, and he just added some stewed tomatoes in there. Child, it'll make you get your life. Yes, it will. And a pan of cornbread. And see, my children were raised on no Jiffy cornbread. You know, he used, self-rising cornmeal. Mm-hmm. I ain't kidding fun with the girls. It'll it'll make you get your life. You know, uh, my husband was a wonderful cook. My youngest son asked me, say, Mama, hey, where you and Daddy got them recipes from? I say, boy, I ain't had no recipes. I got them mainly from your daddy. You know, when we would do baked potatoes, my husband would take the butter, the bacon bits, and sour cream, and green onions, and he would take all that and the cheese, and he would take all that and mix that up together. So when your baked potato got ready, all you had to do was bust your potato open, flake out the potato a little bit, and just pour put your stuff on there. And while that potato hot, it just melt all that goodness into your potato. Yeah, try it. Try it. It'll make you have a whole nother life for a baked potato. For a baked potato. My son bought me a baked potato. And here we bake potatoes with like you could go to the barbecue house and you could get a baked potato here with sliced beef, chicken, whatever you want on it, and you could get it loaded with the sour cream and the cheese. But he bought me a baked potato, and it was a sliced beef baked potato. It had sliced beef on it. Didn't have any barbecue sauce, and they had made coleslaw relish on the potato, and in that slaw, and it was dry. It didn't have mayonnaise or anything. It had they had some kind of maybe a vinaigrette on it, but it wasn't wet or anything. But they had put in there cilantro. Y'all, I ate that potato. I ate just a bit of, a couple of bites of it, and just the little slaw they put up there. It gave me a whole new. It gave me a whole new love for baked potatoes. It didn't have cheese on it. It didn't have barbecue sauce like what I'm used to eating. Didn't have none of that on there. Just had that meat, that potato, and that slaw. But the slaw had cilantro in it. Girl, oh y'all. Thinking about it now making me want one. Making me want one. But yeah. Oh my God. I never had it that way. It'll make you change the way you eat baked potato. When you have stuff differently than what you used to eating, because here they put meat on the baked potato and they put the cheese and everything on there. All the toppings on there. But you could get it like with it's a place called Central's down there in Pearland off of 518. And they baked potatoes so big it covered the whole container. And they make their own sausage, and they have a jalapeno sausage that you could have on your potato, but I don't normally eat their sausage because their sausage is spicy and I can't do the spicy, but that sausage is good. But they potatoes, child, cover is so huge, it covered the whole plate. And I think they $11. It take two people. Two people can eat off the potato, period. And you get it with chopped beef, sliced beef, chicken, all they sausage, and you could get it dry or with sauce. But most of the time I get mine dry because I don't like all that wetness on my potato. And so, or if I'm eating a sandwich, so I get my sauce on the side because I don't like my bread to be wet. But yeah, I nearly passed out when I tasted that potato, and it didn't have no cheese or nothing on it, just the meat and uh, that relish with that cilantro, that coleslaw with that cilantro in it. That's all it had, and child gave me a whole new life. So you have to try different things because it broadens your horizon. It will. It broad. Not only that, it broadens your taste buds. Because child, if I thought hummus was that good, I would have been eating it. I would have been eating it because you always see that hummus commercial about how good hummus is and how good it is for you. You know, but I believe Pastor Jack when he say he could cook, cause my husband could cook, baby. He could. He can literally just cook a meal. He use up every dish, every pot, every fork, and I'll be up in there just to washing dishes while he over there cooking. But he used up every pot, every fork, every spoon it was in there. Have dishes everywhere. Oh, okay. All right, baby. Well, I hope you have a good day, Rochelle. I'm sorry you in pain, baby. Yeah, I'm sitting up in here in pain too. My back is acting up on me. I was talking to Pastor Jack about that, because he was in a bad car accident, and he go to the chiropractor for his back, and I was telling him even I've had I've been to the chiropractor. I had therapy, um, I had injections. I had all that. I had I did that. The same thing with my knee. Before they did that knee replacement, but that's what the insurance make you do. They make you take all the therapy and all the other stuff, before they approve you for surgeries. And so I did the same thing with my knee before they did the knee replacement. And then when I had my knee surgery, my back went to acting up on me, and child, I got to the point where I couldn't even stand up straight, you know. And I'm back like that again. And I told Pastor Jack, even though I had back surgery last year, the same issue is, it came right back. It helped it for a little while, but it didn't take away from me. And then that's when I was diagnosed with osteoporosis of the spine, where the rheumatoid part of lupus have gotten into my spine. The arthritis of it have eaten away. It's eating away my spine, and so yeah. So I understand. I understand, baby, and I hope you feel better, Rochelle. I really do. But thank you for coming to my live, sweetie. I appreciate you. and try to get you some rest and try to get out that pain. Hmm. That's why I couldn't, I wouldn't sit on my sofa because, it's soft, and although, it's comfortable for me, a lot of times comfort ain't always good, because comfort end up hurting us even more when we have, pain. It'll just intensify the pain. You want to be comfortable because that's the first thing, come to mind. Oh, that tiger balm. I'm gonna have to get me some of that from you then, Pastor. And I bet it's good when you put heat to it. I bet it's really good when you put heat to it. Hmm. I'm gonna have to try that because them patches they don't help me. Them lidocaine patches or whatever they call them things don't help me. You know. Hmm. So I need to try some of that. Hmm. But yeah, I know it. Yeah, when it hits you, baby, you got to battle through it. And child, I've been battling through it today. I've been battling through it today. So, that's why I'm sitting up here in this chair because I ain't want to sit on my sofa, because like I say, if when you want to sit comfortably, but that ain't always good because that don't always help us, And so I got a pillow prop behind me, you know. So, I'm gonna have to get up out of here myself because I've been on here 2 hours and sitting up in this chair, you know. So I'm gonna have to end my live stream because child, it's uncomfortable. So you see me keep switching, I keep turning because I'm trying to get comfortable. And there ain't really no relief for me. I could put like heat on there on my back, you know, and for the strangest thing, let me knock on wood. Oh, fibromyalgia ain't sprouted up in me because normally, this arm be bothering me, but I thank God it ain't flared up, Jesus. Cause a lot of times I be up in here wanting to chop this arm off, this right arm right here. Just chop it off and just throw it on over there and go make it without it. Cause it be hurting so bad, Lord Jesus. Oh, you at work and listening? Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some of that tiger balm from you. I bet you it's good with heat, Pastor Jack. Do you use it with heat? Mm. I'm trying to hang in here. Pastor, do you use it with heat? Shay, you still in here with me? I see it's 3 people in here. Who else still? Oh, fun with the girls must be still in here. Shay, you still in here with me? Oh yeah, there you are. Oh, he said, do you know a lot of stores sell trigger mom? Is it? Oh, you mean trigger bomb, not trigger bomb, but but trigger bomb. Oh, Walmart, Walgreens. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm gonna try it then, Pastor. I'm gonna give me some then. You said trigger Tiger Mom. But I know what you mean, Tiger Bomb. And it come in the cream or ointment. As long as it don't smell like Bengay, I'm good. As long as I don't be walking around here smelling like Bengay, I'm good. Shay, you doing all right? Pastor Jack say he at work. He at work. Pastor Jack, the hardest working man I know. He the hardest working man I know. I don't need YouTube streets. I don't know nobody else work as hard as Pastor Jack. Shay, what you gonna cook for dinner? Okay, baby, I am. What you gonna cook for? I'm gonna try Pastor Jack. What you gonna cook for dinner, baby? Oh, you gonna have leftovers. Okay. Well, you did prepare a lot, but I know them boys is there. And if they eat anything like my boys, child, especially when stuff is good, you know, child, I think I'm got leftovers and I ain't got nothing. And got to figure out what I'm gonna cook the next day. But I hope this. I know the chicken ain't gonna last, but the spaghetti will. So hopefully it'll last for a while, for at least for a couple of days. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try that. But I gotta get me some more. I gotta get me some more teriyaki, and I gotta give me some more soy sauce. And I'm gonna tell you something else too, Shay. When you when you do you know, people think that you can eat gumbo in the wintertime, but try to eat it I eat it any time of the year. Anytime I want some, I eat it. And so, but it's one thing, you got to have your house cold. When you make it, your house got to be cool, especially if it's in the summertime. I'm gonna tell you something, that heater causes it to spoil as well. You know, if your house is kind of warm, ain't a good temperature. You know, when you're up in there cooking, especially when you're cooking gumbo, you know, because it take a minute for you to get it all cooked together. But make sure when you do it, especially in the summer, make sure your house is kind of cool, you know, when you start and when you finish, because sometimes if your house is warm and that pot trying to cool, it ain't gonna cool down. That'll cause it to spoil as well. He ain't going live yet, but he go, cause he trying to get him a new laptop. So he upload videos every day. Sometimes he do it twice a day, and I normally get his notifications when he upload a video. That he did two today. He did two videos today. I think he's still in here. He just listening. He say he was working, and I told him he the hardest working man I know. He live in California. I want to say Oakland, but I ain't for sure. So that don't get me to lie. But he do boudin sausages, yeah. Boudin period. You ain't had fried boudin, had you? There you that Pastor Jack. Pastor Jack Shay asked him where you at, where you live. I told her, I know you live in California. I want to say Oakland, but I ain't finna lie like that. Shay was asking where you live. I know you live in California. I just don't know where. He didn't told me, Shay. I just don't remember. Culver City. Oh, I'm not either. Um, my oldest son is, because my mother-in-law them, the Memphis folks, they eat a pig from the rooty to the tooty. Yeah, I like them too, Pastor. You almost got to go to a farmer's market here to get. You used to buy green tomatoes in the store, in the grocery store, but you can't get the green tomatoes in the grocery store, Pastor. You know, I like them. I love them. I sure do. I love fried green tomatoes too. Love that with chicken. Hmm. I love me some fried green tomatoes. Shay was asking where you was from, and I told her you was from California, but I ain't know what part of California. So you might want to tell Shay what part of California you from. Yeah, I'm not a favorite of chitlins and hog maws. I'm not. My mother-in-law, my husband's side of the family, they are the Memphis people. They love a pig. Like I say, they eat a pig from the rooter to the tootie. And my mother-in-law in our family, they used to buy, especially around the holidays, they would buy, pigs. It was a girl my mother-in-law met, and that's all she did, raise pigs. My youngest son, uh, was in FFA his last year, and he raised a pig, and he sold that pig too. Old Cletus. Old Cletus has been in somebody free. Oakland. I said Oakland, but I wasn't for sure. I told Shay that. Oh, you in Sacramento. Shay, you still in here? I told Shay that you was from Oakland, California. Because she was asking where you were from, where you lived. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, but my husband's side of the family tried, and they used to buy, and they still do. They used to buy fresh pigs from fresh hogs from my mother-in-law found this girl, and that's all she did was raise pigs and sell them. And so my mother-in-law I watched them take a pig, child, and they had cut the ribs out of it. They had cut the spare ribs. They had got them some baby back ribs, and they was taking the rest of it to grind it up to get their pan sausage and stuff for it. I seen them take the head of it, boil it down, and make them some hog head cheese, child. Mm, boy, and they was calling Texas country. I got ain't nobody doing this kind of mess in Texas. Not in their house, they ain't. People ain't doing that. What y'all? We country, man. Please. I went up there, boy. I seen that they had the pig just laid out there on the auntie kitchen table, and boy, they were going to town. Then they took the skin of it and they made them some skins, crackles, you know. Made them some crackling. You hear me? Sure did. And then took the lard from them frying them crackling. Child, they took the lard from it and fried some chicken. Baby. My husband family don't play, child. No, they don't. No, they don't. And for when they started back having family reunions, shoes, they took a pig. We was out there at my husband's uncle house out there in Nashville. Child, they dug a hole and made a pit and had the pig stuffed down in that pit. Child, them folks that don't play, baby, when it come down to a pig. Pig ain't got no chance in Memphis, baby. I seen them take it and put it in a hole in the ground. They made some kind of pit, and they it was the whole pig. They even had the apple in the pig's mouth, child. And they had made that hole in that ground and put that pig down in that ground and covered that hole back up with coal, child. I'll say, Lord have mercy. Pig ain't worth nothing in Memphis, child. I met a girl on here. She was fun with the girls. Told me about her tasty. She do mukbangs. Come to find out, she in Memphis, and I told her, I said, "Girl, what? You in Memphis?" I said, "Girl, my husband was from Memphis." She say, "No, Rochelle." I say, "Yeah." I said, "And I want to say it's South Memphis. My husband was from." And I told her the street, and I told her that they live not far from Riley Spring Road, and she knew exactly, where my husband and his family lived. And so, but I met her through Fun with the Girls. Fun with the Girls told me about it one night. I was in her live stream. And she told me about it, and I went over there and called her one day. She be live most of the time in the morning. And I went over there and I called her and was talking to her through her live, and I told her who had recommended her. And so she said, "Oh yeah, Fun with the Girls." And I said, "Yeah." She told me about you. And so I came over here, and just so happened she went live that next day. Yeah, you do, niece. You do. You ain't been live in a while. He in Oakland, but he in Sacramento at this time, niece. I thought he told me he was from Oakland, California. But yeah, child, pig ain't got nothing. Pig better not be running loose in Memphis. It's good as gone. Oh, that's the one I missed. See, I missed that live. when I seen you had been live, it was too late. You had ended it, and I went and watched the replay. I told you, I say, oh, you live? I said, girl, I miss your live stream. I miss your live stream. Girl, pig ain't got nothing in Memphis. Shoot. I seen them make hog head cheese. It's child. Oh, my poor husband family ain't worth 2 pennies. Not when it come down to a pig. And then they take the skin of the pig, and it's a barbecue house. You know, they famous for their barbecue. And it's a barbecue house up there called Tops. And Tops sell barbecue skins, the skin of the pig, and it's smoked, and they beat and basted it in barbecue sauce, so it's not wet. But my son had it, and he loves it. I love going to Memphis because I love the culture, and I love eating the different kind of foods that they have. So I love, visiting Memphis and seeing my family, because my husband came from a large. I thought my family was large, but he came from a large family. Like his mom, I think his mom and the baby brother, they the 2 youngest, and out of them, like the baby boy only had he only had like five children. Uncle John did. And then my mother-in-law, she only had 3. She only had 3 boys. But the rest of her sisters and brothers had like 10, 14, 12 children. Yeah. My husband, cousins, yeah, they came from, but my husband came from a small family. It was only 3 of them. But like his cousins, them, it was like 10, 12, 14 of them. Yeah. And so, but my mother-in-law was the baby girl, and then her baby brother, Uncle John. And Uncle John only had 5 children. They were the only 2 that had the small families. And so she just wished that, I had a lot of children. I told her, no, baby. I ain't finna do that one. I ain't finna do that one. Y'all way up here, You finna have all these children, child, and I ain't got no time, please. I ain't got no help. No, child. And my their grandparents all the way here in another state. I said, oh, no. So I only had them 2 boys, and my 2 boys was her only grandchildren. But yeah, child, they ain't have not up there pig. Shoot. Girl. I done seen a lot of stuff with them people. With them people. And my mother-in-law, she stayed in everybody's business. She just had to be in everybody's business, So, but girl, it was a culture shock for me coming from Texas and then going there and to see the things that they were doing, and they talking about all Texas country. Y'all still ride horses and all that. Got up there and went to seeing the stuff that they was doing. Y'all got nerve enough to call us country? Really? Y'all got to be kidding. Ain't nobody doing this kind of mess in Texas with no pig, cutting holes in the ground and smoking pigs. Ain't nobody doing that in Texas. At least I don't know of them. Ain't none of my family members doing that, but child, they something else though. My husband came from a big family, and I keep up with him on Facebook. That's who. That's all on my Facebook page is them. And then he got family. He got family in Chicago, and them. It was like 12 of them, I think, all together. So you know, but they the only ones that's there in Chicago. But they travel back and forth to Memphis as well. But yeah, child, he came from a great big family, you know. And like I say, I thought my family was big, but shoot, ain't got nothing on them. And now that the his cousins them have started having children, and then now that their children are grown and having children, girl, that's something to see. Hmm. And it's funny though, because their family haven't stopped growing, whereas mine kind of stopped growing. Yeah, that's what a lot of people been doing, Pastor Jack. Sean Bradley put that thing up. I think that was the second time going to Vegas, but somehow that became a mess. I don't know. And now what his name is? Trying to think of that man's name. Um, Jay Wilson. Jay Wilson is putting together a big old thing that they have in Labor Day in San Antonio. So a lot of the content creators in that sector is going to San Antonio for Labor Day, and they supposed to be having a big fellowship Labor Day. I'm not going. No, I won't be there. But I think it's other YouTubers that he has connected with that are in San Antonio, are in part of that area where that and friends. So because Tracy are in San Antonio, and so they're getting ready for their big Labor Day um, fellowship. That would be nice to do. You know, I don't have a problem with it. I think that's a wonderful event to put on. You know, to be able to meet other content creators and other and to meet your subscribers. I always want to meet the people who really support me, and get an opportunity to really sit down and break bread with them. But again, I don't do a whole lot of foolishness. Is what I don't do, and a lot of those people I do not know. You know, I know of Dave Wilson, and I know of Tracy, but anybody go past there, I do not know. You know, Larry Nelson, I do know Larry Nelson. Other than that, you call out anybody else's name, I don't know, because I don't go on that sector of YouTube. So it's a lot of people that I do not know. The people that I know, it's because of me starting my channel and them being a big part of my channel. And that's how I've gotten to know the people that I know. But so far as other content creators, I do not know. Now, Cali Girl, she's not in California, she's in Florida. I met her, and Cali Girl was doing a lot of networking. She was helping people to grow their channels, such as new YouTubers, and she would do a lot of networking, you know, to help people, and she would encourage you, you know, to uh, to do live streams, you know, and to connect with your people. And that's how I got into doing live streams. And that's how I got an opportunity to meet the people that I got the opportunity to meet. Screw is one that he always live. He always live in the morning. Here's another one. And me and Screw came on the scene, I think about around the same time, and we met each other. And so, and most of the time, shows up into my live stream. But whenever I post something or encouraging word or prayer or whatever, he's always there. And he has this morning he posted my prayer on his on his community tab on this page on this community page, and so I go into his live stream a whole lot. And just to holler at him to let him know that I'm there to support him, you know, and for him to keep going because he really encouraged me. He did. And so because he was a new YouTuber as well. And so he told me he was going live a whole lot. He still go live a whole lot. And so yeah, that's right. Oh no, that ain't no disrespect to me, baby. Hey, I'm with you. We together. We see each other. hmm So Screw uh, was new too as well. And one day I went and to into his live stream, and he was saying that if you knew, you know, you're gonna have to come out the comfort zone. You're gonna have to hit that live button and go live. And he said, I don't care, you know, you don't have anything to talk about. You do get, and then he began to explain that when you go live, you'll have people come into your live stream and they'll begin to talk to you, and that'll strike a conversation, and it'll cause you to talk back with them. And so I heard him say that, and one day I talked myself, I literally had to talk myself up to it. You know, I literally had to talk, you know, psych myself up to going live. And once I did it that first time, it got easy to me. You know, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was. You know, the mind again loved to play tricks on us. And so I had to talk myself up to going live. But when I heard him say that, that's what, and I always tell him that. I always tell him how he encouraged me to go live, you know. And I always get on here and want to encourage others to go live, you know, because people post videos all day long, but you very seldom see them go live. And I like to connect the connection it brings when you live stream. You know, when it's live stream, it's different than just uploading a video and sitting there talking. You know, when you go live, you able to interact with the people that's in your live stream, because they gonna talk back with you, you know. And so you get that interaction, and once you get that interaction, those people gonna show up all the time to your live stream. And then you're gonna get new people, you know, they come in, then you're gonna get the trolls, you know. But I hear a lot of people say that they don't know what to say. You know, my niece Candy Shell, she was so nervous yesterday when she went live. It was her first live, and she just kept saying, I'm so nervous. I don't even know what to talk about. But we were talking to her, we just kept telling you doing good, you know, just be yourself. Talk about it, whatever, whatever you feel like, whatever on your heart, talk about it. And so she was saying, and she just kept right on. And the more we talked to her, the more she talked. But her battery, her battery was losing. She only had like 14%, and she didn't want hers to cut off. I didn't have that to happen. I didn't been in my live stream, forget all about my battery and everything. And one time I was live and was going, we was having a good conversation. And child went to go plug my computer up, and my thing just like shoot, just went out, And that didn't happen to me, where I had my live stream had ended, because my battery had run down. So now I'm mindful of making sure I'm charged when I go live, and making sure my battery is close to me so I could just plug it in when I get low with my battery. But most of the time I make sure it's charged up before I go live. But Pastor, I'm with you, the smaller the better, because you don't know what's really be going on with other content creators, especially if you're not in that sector. And they'll get out there and get together and get out there, and they didn't cross words. You don't know what's going on, and now a fight then broke out. That's why they were saying Jay Wilson was saying, everybody welcome to the cookout. And it's been a lot of mess going on in that sector. So, he say, you come down here to Texas, and if you want to go to jail, okay, go right ahead, but I suggest that you don't bring that down here. But, people ain't going to listen. That's they just not, and I don't I don't too much care to be around that kind of stuff, So I'm with you with that. I agree with you, on who, because and then you don't want to not allow some people not to come, but you have to stress to those people, and then who you attach yourself to, who's in your camp. That's who you got to watch. And I'm constantly watching who's in my camp, who's, that's why I was asking about Wonderful Life. I know his videos because he always posting videos, and I'm always in his comment section, let them know that I've been there and I seen this video. But he don't go live. So those type of people that you don't see go live, it's hard for you to try to figure out, to dictate their personality, their character. And most of the time, you probably won't be able to tell it then just by them going live, but at least you'll have a better understanding of the person that sit before you, when they do go live. So I was asking him, do he ever go live? And I think Wonderful Life is overseas. I want to say he over there in the Netherlands or Australia or somewhere. Y'all, this internet thing is powerful. You meet people. I got one girl, one of my good people are the girl, me and the kids, she way over there in Germany. Mm-hmm. You meet a lot of good, positive, and encouraging people. You just got to watch them. And I watch mine. Mm-hmm. I sit here and I watch them. And you just got to be careful. You do. Got to be careful who you align yourself to and who align themselves to you, you know, because, people take that very thing, that they hear you say and use it against you or try to, that's why you got to be careful who who you talk to on a personal basis, that kind of stuff, because people love to want to talk to you on a personal level, outside of YouTube. And that's kind of scary because you don't know what their intentions is. And people have some ugly ways in people's mind. Yeah. Yeah, keep your eyes focused on people and who you really want to be in your family, because it's important. It's important, you know. It's very important, you know, especially when you're trying to put out positive and encouraging messages, to people, you know. Yeah, it is sad. Yeah, I say that all the time. Everybody ain't your friend. My daddy used to tell us that. My daddy used to, he instilled that in us. Say everybody that say they're your friend ain't your friend. You know, and you got to watch them friends. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. That's why, you got to watch their content, you know, because people will just grab you. Like you had a in that at just networking. When you go live, you're going to see people going to come into your live stream and they want to just network, which I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with a person coming in and networking. But people are just grab you just to be grabbing you and never watch any of your content. And I always stress, don't come, subscribing to me if you're not gonna watch my content. Even when I'm in other people's lives and they are doing networking lives, you know, I always tell them that, I always type in there, connect the right way. Watch a video, comment, leave a genuine comment. Do not leave emojis because people will come and watch your comment and they'll just leave a stream of emojis. And do you know that don't count? That YouTube don't even count that, as a watch. Yeah, Tracy. I don't have a problem with Tracy. I just don't go on that part of the of YouTube. I don't go on that part of the sector of YouTube. I don't have a problem with Brother Jay. I just don't go on that part of YouTube. Um, and so it's not that I dislike. I don't dislike them. I don't dislike anyone. But uh now I do know Tracy will help you if you need help. If you ask her for help, she will. And what I enjoyed about being with other, oh, how come you ain't got a blue wrench yet? Oh, let me wrench you up, Pastor. um when 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 you go, if you tell Teresa, if Teresa know that you a new content creator, Teresa would tell her supporters to support you. All content creators with big platforms such as her don't do that. Yeah, you see what he said. Yeah, I just love my pastor, but that's all right. Um, I rinsed him up. He can go and type in a type when he come back. He could type, and he'll see that he's rinsed up. He a moderator now. Yeah, I rinsed him up. I made him blue. I made him blue shade. But Teresa, if Teresa know you got a platform, I'm gonna tell you somebody else. Ask April. Ask April is another one. A little light skinned girl. Ask April is another one who will is if she know if you are in her live stream, and most of the time she go live. I don't know. Every now and then she'll do an upload, but most of the time Ask April is live, and if and she have a large group of subscribers, but when she do a live stream, she don't have no more than 40 or 50 people in a live stream. But if she know you a new content creator, she will shout you out as well. She'll tell you to go. She'll tell her people to go and support you. She's another one I know that does that. And to me, that's wonderful. I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna keep doing it, even when I go live, and if it's any new content creators in my live stream, I want them to to connect with the people in my live stream as well. Networking is very important as we grow. I don't want to forget about where I started from, and don't go and get the ones that started from where I started from. Don't go and help anyone else, because when God blesses you, he blesses you for you, but also for you to help others, to be a blessing to someone else. And that's how God continue to bless you, because he knows that you're not just going to hold it for you. You're not going to be stingy. You're going to go and bless someone else. So as I grow, I still want to help the new ones as well to grow, because doing this YouTube is not easy. People think it is, but it's not. It's not. It's not all what you think it's cracked up to be, because you got to have the will, and you got to have the determination. You got to have the will and the determination, and you can't let any and everybody take you off your course. You just can't. And you could do it. You can do it. You sure can. Pastor Jack, I rent you up. Go ahead, and when you come back, go ahead and type something, and you'll see yourself in blue if you type something. Type something. But yeah, you got to be determined, and you got to post. There you go. Yeah, yeah, and you got to stand firm on it. And I always tell Pastor Jack, I always encourage Pastor Jack that he needs to, when he do get straightened out, and he able to go live, because even though he have people that's waiting on him to upload videos, because he have followers, and he have people that sit and watch, that comment on his videos every day. And um some of those be some of the same people. And whenever he go live, I share that with him all the time, that it's to connect with your faithful ones, because they want to, not only do they want to see your videos, they want to connect with you in a personal way. And being live is a way that you can connect with your subscribers in a different way. Hmm. That's right. And you have to stand on what you believe. And I'm a firm believer of that, Pastor Jack. And so, I always encourage him to hang in there, and just be consistent, and just watch and be careful. Hmm. because people are aligning themselves with you, and had the wrong intentions of aligning themselves with you, you know. But if you sit there and watch them long enough, it's gonna come out one way or the other. It's just that you hate to spend, that much time, um, for that to be in your camp, because by the time you get wind of it, they didn't already infected the rest of the camp, you know. And so that's what I have a problem with. See, that's what I try to watch, because I don't want those that one to come and infect the rest of my camp. So I'm very protective of that. Very. So y'all, I'm gonna get ready to end my live because I've been on here 3 hours. Pastor Jack, I've been talking to you 3 hours now. You and Shay, I've been talking to y'all three. My auntie Donna ain't came through here, and normally she come on through here. Auntie Donna, I know she told me that she had her nieces and nephews, but normally, when I'm live, Auntie Donna come on through here. And that's unlike her not to be up in here. She might be bottled down with. I know she told me that she, it's summertime out of her nieces and nephews. Yeah. See, if Tracy know that's one thing I can say about her. She will. She will shout you out in her live stream. Other content creators don't do that. You know, they don't. They don't do that. And so I think that's wonderful. I'm gonna do the same thing, because it's not easy. It's a struggle. You do it very easy. You do it very easy. Getting up here, and talking, and then you gotta watch people. You don't know what their intentions is. You just gotta be mindful. You just gotta watch everything. And I think that scares a lot of people. That's why a lot of people don't go live. Don't go live. But it helps you. Like I say, Cali Girl is one that helped me a whole lot, but Cali Girl don't go live anymore like she used to. And it might be because of summer. School is out, and she got a young family. That's a young lady with a young family. She got teenagers, and then she got two other small children. So she got her hands full. So that might mean why a lot of people have that I'm used to seeing haven't been live. Because like I say, normally Cali Girl be live, and she don't do like an hour live. She be on there, networking, and helping you to grow your channel, and telling you the do's and don'ts of different things of YouTube. But she ain't been live either in a while. And normally I look out for her. I looks for her, because and normally she'll come into my live stream. She will too. She'll come and support me. She sure will. Yes, she do. But I haven't seen her. You know, and so, but I do know. She has a young family. In the summer, and it's summertime, and them children home. Yeah, but every time I went over that niece, um, the the lab was erupted. Oh, she was working out. I missed it then, because every time it said that she was live, Every time I would go over there, I couldn't, it said that the video was taken down by her. Oh, so I missed it because I had been waiting on her to go live. Because she tried several times. It was twice. I get her notifications when she go live. So that's why I'm saying I don't know how I missed the live then yesterday. Because every time I went over there, how you go over there and then the screen just be white, and it tell you that the video was taken down. Well, that every time I went over there, every time it said she was live, every time I went over there, it was white, So if she went live, I must have missed it. Because normally I see her live streams. Yeah, I normally try not to miss Cali Girl. And I know Fun with the Girls, she don't go live until Thursday. To Thursday night. But every now and then she'll go live at lunchtime. She will. Yeah, see, it's a quick high. And then she tried to go live again. I'm gonna have to. What you see? Well, me and Nicole get what from? Pastor Jack. Cause I don't try to miss Nicole. I mean, I don't try to miss Kelly. And she hadn't been live in a while, in a good little while. But like I say, I know that I know school is out, and got she got young children. But I'm gonna have to go back and look at her live stream. Go back and see if I can find it first. See if I can find it. Yeah, Teresa got she good-hearted person, and she try to help people, and like I say, if she know you knew, she will shout you out, you know. I think that just went too far, between her and because them subscribers then got into it. And most of the time, that's why I was talking about who subscribed to your channel, because most of the time it's the subscribers that's be keeping up the mess. See, and I don't want people emailing me junk. I don't want people emailing me what somebody else said. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that mess. I could care less, because most of the time it's a lie, and then they didn't sent you what somebody else has said, and then ruffled your feathers, and most of that come from, your subscribers. Most of that, a whole lot of that mess come from them subscribers, your subscribers who subscribe to your channel. Because a lot of them, they be friends amongst themselves. And they be friends, and they been in drug their friends over there and all them over there, and they talking amongst themselves and going on, and then they you get on live, that is in the comment section talking noise, talking about telling you what you should do about the situation. Man, if you don't get out of here and leave me alone with that mess, and that's where most of the mess come from. To be honest with you, it come from them subscribers. It don't come from the it really don't come from the content creators. Now, some of them be messy too, but a lot of that mess come from the people you subscribe to, that subscribe to your channel. And they be up in there keeping a mess. Just going to town. Just going to town. And that's sad, what they got going on over there in Tracy campus, because that's between Tracy and Jay Wilson. It ain't, as long as they keep their hands in it, it ain't gonna never get right. So y'all, I got to get up off here, cause I'm getting tired of sitting in this chair. I'm getting tired of sitting in this chair. But yeah, a lot of times it's the subscribers, and then they get in your channel, get down there in the chat, and they talking and going amongst themselves and arguing amongst themselves and going back and forth, and love you too, niece. Love you. And I'm here whenever you need me, baby. Whenever you need me, Auntie here for you. And yeah, they be up in that squabbling amongst themselves. The subscribers do, and be arguing, with each other because they disagree, that type of stuff, and telling her what she should do. No, you keep your mouth off of it, because that's between her and Jay Wilson. That has nothing to do with y'all, and I think that's where all the friction come from. He listening to people in his chat, and she listening to the people in her chat. And if they just leave that alone, it'll pan itself out, and him and Teresa will be able to, to rekindle their friendship, because they've been friends a long time. He the one who helped her. Jay Wilson is the one who helped Teresa. And so, before Teresa became a content creator. So, I think that, they ought to be able to work this thing out, but it has to be off of YouTube. It can't be on YouTube. But I love y'all, and I thank y'all for hanging in here with me. And Pastor, I'm gone now, nephew. I got to get up now. You call me too if you need me. You want to holler at me. Yeah, until I talking about nothing. He don't be talking about nothing. And pointing that finger. And then every now and then he throw a scripture in there. And then he back to being messy, and reading folks, But yeah, if they take it out for YouTube, they'll be able to gain their relationship back, because they've been friends for before YouTube. They were friends. So, I just think that if they take it out for that, if they take it away from YouTube, I think they'll do right. They'll become just fine. But they gotta get it out for YouTube. Because both of them listening to their subscribers. You know, they both listening to their subscribers, you know. And that's too much, you know, because they fell out about nothing. Something that's just so small has them made a mountain, you know, a mountain of mess. So Auntie finna go, baby. And I thank y'all for hanging out with me. You know I love y'all. Oh, to Shay Marshall channel. Yeah, she do a lot of cooking videos. She be live too. She say she gonna do a live. She say I don't know when she gonna do it. You just gonna have to wait for it, Pastor. But yeah, Shay go live. She just ain't been live. Oh yeah, she was live, but I missed it. It was last week she was live. But yeah, you just gotta look at it. Yay, thank you, Pastor. Yeah, so you just gotta wait on her to go live. I don't know when she gonna go live, but whenever she go live, you know, we gonna be in the house. So I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. And you know, y'all stay blessed and not stressed. Don't let this stuff get to y'all. Y'all hang in there. Hang in there, baby. You know, until you love you, Shay. And you know, I'm always here for you. You too, Pastor. You know, I love you too. You know, I'm always here for you. You know, I ain't nothing but a phone call away. So y'all stay blessed and not stressed. And you know, I always love my time that we spend together. So y'all take care of yourself. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.